first time in 3 years my blood pressure's been normal. And guess what happens? Derek Cole gives up 6 runs in the first inning to the Seattle Mariners.
Hey Mariners fans, this is episode 3 of the pod. Thanks for listening. This may just be our best episode yet because we get to talk about how the Mariners beat the Yankees again. I also got to go to Game 3 with a Yankees fan, which was some kind of fun. And I just wanted to let you know that this is probably going to be the last episode for a while because I'm moving next week. I'm actually moving out of state. I'm going to keep doing the pod, I think. You know, when I first started recording the pod just last week, I didn't know if anyone would listen, but you guys got us up to 69 views in just the first 5 days. So thank you guys for getting us to the big 6-9. You know, how could I stop now? So just, sit tight. Like I said, I'm moving out of state, so, I'm not really going to be able to go to a bunch of home games anymore. I will try to go to Mariners game in Anaheim before the season's over, and that come October, if the Mariners are playing in Seattle in the postseason, I will be there. But yeah, without further ado, let's call Ben. Yeah, so I got Ben on the line here. We are 2 games into the series with the Yankees. The series is currently tied at 1 game apiece. I'm actually about to head up to Game 3 in about an hour or so.
Oh, I didn't know that. So you're going to go straight from the Mariners game to then the Rainiers game later today?
Yeah, it's looking like I'm going to 2 baseball games today, so it's going to be quite a day. But first, I got to finish editing episode 2 of the pod and doing a little recording for episode 3. What can I say? Baseball is life. Ben, thanks for calling. Did you watch the game last night?
Yeah, definitely. I watched the entire game, or I guess I combined listening to the game, watching the game, whatever.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. Rick Riz, I think one of the first few innings, he was doing the classic thing with Cal Raleigh. It was the third, right, when Cal almost got out of the park and totally had me fooled for a second. And ever since that play, I was just hoping for the Mariners to get something on the board, and it took, another 10 innings for that to happen.
I know. But it really did. I mean, I made the claim last night in the baseball chat that this is the best game of 2022. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see the Mariners get a bunch of runs early. You could maybe make the argument that 6-run game, in the first, was one of the better games. But that was just because it happened really quickly, and we kind of had the game on lock, so it wasn't as, nerve-wracking. This one, from, I guess, a true baseball standpoint, where nerves, anxiety, just kind of that edge of your seat feeling that you sometimes get in the bottom of the 9th inning. It just kept going and going and going, and I mean, it was a lot. I feel like baseball hungover this morning trying to work because Isabel and I were up, not drinking, just chilling out on a weeknight until after 11 o'clock, 11:30 maybe, even after everything was said and done. So that was that was quite a game.
For sure, yeah. I had adrenaline pumping through me, until 11 p.m. I mean, I was supposed to have an interview this morning, too, which, fortunately for me, didn't actually end up happening, and hopefully it'll be rescheduled. But that's a whole other thing. I mean, like you said, usually you just kind of have that edge of your seat feeling, in the 9th inning, if it's tied up. But the way baseball works is, you never know if you might be watching the first never-ending game. Baseball technically could go on forever. Any game.
Yeah, and I was kind of excited to maybe even see Flexen pitch.
Oh my God,
right?
I know. They had Flexen warming up in the bullpen. Let's kind of maybe let's kind of rewind here and maybe just kind of let's reminisce about last night. Some of the things that stood out to us from last night, just in case anyone who's listening didn't watch the game. But this game happened August 9th. It was a Tuesday night game, August 9th, against the Yankees at home, and it went 13 innings scoreless. It was scoreless until the bottom of the 13th inning.
Bottom of the 13th with 2 outs too. So I mean, it was basically a full 13th inning as well.
Right. And this game started. I mean, you might guess that. Oh, it sounds like a pitcher's duel, and you would be right because this game was started by Luis Castillo for the Mariners and Garrett Cole for the Yankees. Garrett Cole, who we really lit up last week, seemed to get his game plan together because he was on last night, but so is Luis Castillo. Garrett Cole went 7 full innings. Castillo went 8 full innings.
I was thinking that like Castillo might, I guess, pitch a full 9. I mean, he was close. That was really impressive, and also just to see like Garrett Cole recover from, last time we talked. That was also impressive.
But yeah, it was incredible to watch. The first 8 innings actually really flew by because there was no runs being scored. I think the Mariners got more hits than the Yankees. But the Yankees were playing incredible defense. Mariners always play great defense, and so both teams were doing their thing out in the field, and both the pitchers were sure as hell doing their things on the mound. Was it Munoz that came out for the 9th inning?
Yeah, totally. And I also just wanted to complete a thought that I had partially formulated earlier, which is just that 3rd inning, Cal Raleigh like almost home run. It's just like Rick Riz. It might have even been like a better game to listen to because he kept doing that thing where he was like, "It's going, it's out, and oh, foul ball," that kind of stuff. And I feel like there are a couple instances of that. Just with, I guess, fly balls, like there were a lot of kind of short hoppers, like ground outs, and nothing like too exciting, but I kept thinking like there's a whiff of possibility like throughout the entire game, even before we got to extra innings. And so I don't know.
Right.
Even though it was like a pitcher's duel and no one really got on base much. I mean, how many hits were there? Like, not many.
Maybe 6 in the first 10 innings, maybe.
Yeah, and then, nothing ever materialized. But it still had me, like, hoping, and I kept feeling like something was going to happen, and then nothing happened. But, yeah, Munoz, I can't believe it. Because, Sewald came out right after him, right? So it was a great back-to-back comparison of the two pitchers. Mm-hmm. And, while they were both throwing sliders, Munoz was throwing, like, 98 mile per hour, like, fastball sliders, right? And, like, Sewald was throwing great pitches at, like, 83, 84, but Munoz is really fast, right?
Yeah, his fastball, we've seen it get up to 103 a handful of times. He hit 102 at least once last night. The slider, I don't think quite gets up to like 98, but like low 90s for a slider is pretty unheard of. He is a fireballer, really. Like, and he struck out the side. He struck out the side in the bottom of the 9th. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure Judge and LeMahieu were part of that. And he just looked so fucking dominant. Yeah, and then Sewald comes out, and Sewald looks incredibly dominant. And then we see, I think, Matt Festa. And then we see Matt Brash. We have 4, I think it was just those 4 guys that ended up completing the game. But I was like, kind of, my mind was blown by how dominant our bullpen was. Like, they just came out and got the job done. Inning after inning after inning. They were, they were committed to winning that game last night. It really did, and they kept saying this on the broadcast, but it really did feel like playoff energy, It was like every single player was doing everything they could to like eke out that win last night.
Yeah, and you were right about the top of the order for the Yankees, because I remember, turning on the game for the ninth, and it was like already set up to be a good ninth inning because it was both tops of the order, right? The first three for the Yankees and the first three for the Mariners.
Yes.
And pitching on both sides was amazing, but just to see Munoz, like, I feel like the last pitch was one of those where, he was kind of set up to throw balls because it was like a 1-2 or 0-2 count, and he just threw a fastball like 102 just like right over the plate and caught him looking. It was amazing to see. And then with those two like double plays with, I guess, like players caught off base and there's like some yakety sax pickle action going on. That was pretty cool. Some really fascinating defensive. How the hell was that was Brash, right? Who did that spin around like diva catch? It was amazing.
Unreal. I'm gonna try to describe it from memory. Basically, there was runner on second, right? Because it was the extra inning, so each team gets the free runner on second. Runner on second. I'm pretty sure there was no outs, and the batter hits it just right up the middle, and Brash is kind of turning out of his windup and maybe turning to see where the ball is going, and it goes right in his glove with his back turned, and you can see him like look at his glove and be like, oh hell yeah, and it happens so fast that they're able to catch the runner between second and third, get him in a pickle, and then the guy who hit the ball thinks it's a good idea to go for a second, and then they get him. It was incredible. And funny too, because both those runners actually got called out for leaving the base path rather than actually getting tagged. But
yep, I saw that slow-mo replay, where it didn't actually look like Suarez touched the guy going to third, right?
Yeah, and apparently, but he was out of the base path, so he's out.
Yeah, totally. And then, of course, like Adam Frazier, who's not, the tallest guy in the world, just leaping and making that superhero catch and just immediately knowing what to do to throw out the runner who had left second, right?
Yeah.
For that other double play.
Right. I can't remember which one happened first, but that happened in consecutive innings, getting the free runner at second out in a double play. And I'm willing to bet that the Mariners are the first team in baseball history to record two innings in a row where they record 3 outs on just 2 batters faced.
Yeah, I would be curious. I mean, I feel like that's one of those like stats that announcers wouldn't necessarily be able to get their team to dig up in the moment.
Right.
So I could see like today, listening to the game and hearing that anecdote being passed on.
Yeah. I'm curious if it's the first time it's ever happened, because obviously it's impossible without the new rule of the runner on second to get 3 outs with only 2 batters faced. But now that that's possible in extra innings in 2022, it probably hasn't happened many times. And so that's why I'm going out on a limb to say that's probably the first time it's ever happened in back-to-back innings. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then, okay, so let's see. Let me think about one more highlight that we can talk about before we go. I mean, we should definitely finish off the game, right? Oh, sorry, what were you going to say?
No. You're thinking exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, let's talk about the 13th inning.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess maybe even before that, just like Matt Brash, right? Because we talked about Munoz, real solid. Festa also like really solid, and I was a little worried about Brash coming in because I think Festa, Sewald, and Munoz all kind of started out their first batter with just like a pitch like right down the middle, set him up with a strike, right? And then Brash comes in, and I think that was it a 3-0 count, like the first batter he faced.
I think
he just like threw outside like 3 pitches in a row, and I was like, oh shit, we're done for. And then of course, super solid and got lucky with some defensive plays, but yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, brash makes guys kind of look like fools. I think Aaron Goldsmith said, "What a foolish hack," or a silly hack on one of those.
Silly.
A silly hack on one of those strikeouts, but it really was. It was like a terrible pitch to swing at, but like, and he just makes the batters look stupid sometimes because his stuff is kind of insane. I don't really know what he's doing up there, but he's doing something special. And hey, if he's working out of the bullpen or if he's working as a starter for us in the future, like, I'm really happy he's on our team. He looked great last night, and like I said, he was looking pretty hot. It's a good-looking guy.
And then one more thing before the bottom of the 13th, which is bottom of the 12th, right? We had a bases-loaded opportunity. If Suarez just didn't swing, I mean, who knows? The umpires were not in our favor last night.
Right.
But I think that pitch would have been called a ball, and we would have walked in the winning run, right?
Yeah. I agree.
And then Suarez was pissed.
Oh my god, I was pissed. I collapsed basically on the floor when he struck out. I was like, are you serious? Yeah, that was pretty rough. But him cracking the bat over his knee was pretty badass. And then, oh man, when Cal Raleigh got that hit to start off the 13th, I lost my shit. Like all the kind of the adrenaline that had been building up in my brain was just transformed into hot, crazy in the moment, just like, oh my god, yeah. And then I was like, wait a minute, Suarez is on second. He's not going home. He also just cracked that bat over his leg. He probably is not running his best right now, but yeah, we end up with bases loaded with a Raleigh hit and a walk, I believe, and then
they walked Haggerty twice.
Oh my
right?
god, that's right. They intentionally walked Sam Haggerty twice. It's probably the first time he's ever been intentionally walked in his career, and he gets it twice in one game.
He was getting the full-on Mike Trout treatment, or I don't know.
Dude, Haggerty,
it was
man,
pretty wild.
He's getting that respect. I mean, it worked out for the Yankees the first time they did it actually really well, because I think the next batter grounded into a double play. But yeah, man, I mean, Haggerty is batting over 315 now. I mean, I don't know how many games he's actually played, but at this point, it's quite a few. He's
over 90. He's over 90 at bats.
We've probably talked about Sam Haggerty more than anyone else on this podcast so far.
Haggerty and Raleigh are, I guess, my favorites right now. I mean, they've been performing pretty well too, so it's easy to like those players in the moment.
Yeah.
But Torrens, who I've definitely been a little bit oh no, it's a Torrens game.
Right.
We don't get to see Cal Raleigh catch, and hitting's not going to be as good. And then of course he wins it for us, which was magnificent to see. That was a great single going the other way.
Yes. Got
right through their defense. You could see whoever was, I guess, trying to do the gap, it was, the second baseman, whatever his name. But just the second that ball went through, you could just see him, slumping his head.
Yeah.
And I mean, they knew the game was over right then and there.
Well, I mean, Torrens, I loved what, Torrens was celebrating before he even, got out of the box. It was just, I don't know. Go back and watch that if you haven't seen it. Just, he hits the ball and his, just, automatic reaction to toss the bat and just, pump his fists is, so sweet. And, he's been struggling this year super hard. We talked about him in the first episode and in the second episode, about just how poorly he's doing. And Willis was predicting that he might be done because we just picked up another catcher. But then at the game that Matt and I were at on Saturday, he hit the home run, and I think he got 2 hits that game. So it was okay, maybe he's coming to life. And then last night he's the hero. So I love Luis Torrens. I was sad to see him doing so poorly, but I was also ready to say goodbye to him if we had to. But who knows? He might have just saved his spot in the lineup in the roster last night.
Yeah, and I think we need someone like that. I guess we got rid of Toro, but I think both Torrens and Toro are players who like disappoint you like all season on the regular, and then like when they're in a clutch like situation where the entire game rides upon them, like they come to life. So I'd be curious to see, with runs in scoring position or whatever like stat they have to normalize for high pressure situations. I feel like Torrens and I guess Toro has definitely won some games for us, but it was really good to see that guy's energy too. Like afterwards, I love to hear him talk, and getting that like Gatorade bath from Frazier, right? And then having the Viking helmet placed on his head, and he just like goes back to his train of thought with the interviewer.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good.
It was really good. Great Mariners moment last night. Like it really, again, I could see us and the Yankees in the championship series and playing games like that. Oh my God, I need that. We need that, Ben. Mariners fans need that. So
how bad do you think Robbie is going to disappoint today? I mean,
dude, I believe in Robbie Ray. His bad starts were against the Astros, and he did great last week, right? Against the Angels. He did great. We didn't end up winning that game, but that wasn't his fault. I think Robbie Ray's going to be on today. I don't think he's going to, again, it's against the Yankees, so he'll probably give up a few runs, but I don't think he's going to disappoint today. I think he's going to go out and shove. That's why.
Okay. I'm on your side there. Doing poorly against the Astros, like, I don't think that is a litmus test that we need to be using anymore. I mean, we don't have any more games left with the Astros.
Right.
I'll say this on the podcast. They're cheating. I don't know how they're doing it, but once a cheater, always a cheater. They're doing something. And maybe that something is having all the best players, but I bet they're also cheating.
Yeah, they gotta be. I mean, there's no question in my mind. Cheater's gonna cheat, So, Ben, thanks for coming out and saying what everyone was thinking on the pod. Should I let you go? Should we wrap this up here?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Okay.
I think that we covered all the important things I want to talk to you about.
Yeah, I really just wanted us to talk about last night's game because holy shit, that's a historic game. Like that was unreal. Anyway. So yeah, we'll wrap it up here. Thanks for
because I think I said this once earlier, but I think it's worth reiterating, which is that last night's game was very pure baseball,
Yes.
It just like wasn't flashy. It was like a real slow burn, like, and you're on the edge of your seat the entire time. The narrative was like laid out slowly.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't, I guess, bust all at once in terms of like, oh, now, we're ahead and it's not interesting, or they're ahead and it's not interesting. It was like neck and neck the entire time. Great pitching. I mean, I don't think that I've been so excited to watch, like, the opposite side of the inning as much as I was last night,
Right, yeah.
Because normally it's like, okay, Yankees up, it's time to, make a sandwich or whatever.
Totally.
But, I mean, I was excited for both sides of the inning.
Yeah.
And it was a great game to watch. I saw, the stadium, right, was pretty packed. They said like 38,000 fans, right?
On a Tuesday night.
And they were zooming out towards the end of the night, like in the 13th inning. And there were still a lot of people in that stadium.
Yes.
Of course, not as many, but like, I think that speaks to our fan base growing, or at least like, people coming back to the Mariners after all these years, like us,
Mm-hmm.
like people who've been chronically disappointed and kind of maybe driven to caring less about baseball, then kind of jumping on the bandwagon. I mean, it's bound to happen, right?
Right.
But I'm curious to see how many people are at the game today, Ryan, because it's a day game.
Yeah.
But I bet you that last night energized the fan base, and just the fact that people were sticking it out all 13 innings, including you and I, just watching the game live, like, that's what baseball is all about. So I could see there being a lot of folks for this day game, and I guess, is Julio not going to be back in the lineup, right? I mean, I haven't seen any buzz.
I haven't seen a lineup posted, and I think today is technically the day that he's eligible to be back, but I haven't heard anything. I'm kind of doubting it. That would be a pleasant surprise, though.
Yeah, and what's the word on Winker?
Winker, I think, also might come back today. I just checked, no lineup posted yet, which is kind of surprising because the game starts in 2 hours. They usually post it like fairly early, but yeah, I don't really know what's up with Winker. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I mean,
Yep.
I think there will probably be a lot of people at the game today. This city is hungry, man. We are hungry for a playoff baseball team, and I think we got one.
And Robbie's got to pitch more than 6 innings, because I mean, I guess also the New York bullpen's probably pretty beaten up, but
yeah,
who do we got left? Like Swanson, right?
Yeah, Swanson didn't pitch last night. Hey, Swanson's been good this year, really good.
Oh yeah, honestly, I think Swanson could pitch 2 or 3 innings and be fine.
Yeah. So we'll have, I bet we'll see Swanson today. I wonder, I thought I heard Diego Castillo's supposed to be back soon, but maybe not yet. But yeah, it probably both bullpens will be a little taxed, and probably both teams' bats will be hungry for some hits. So I think it'll probably be a higher scoring game today. So it could be fun. Probably won't be a game quite like last night, but I will, it was hard to record at the Angels game on Saturday, and I don't know if recording at the game is really going to be something I can depend on, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try to fit in some quick takes here and there at the game, some little updates. But yeah, I'm excited.
It might be a bad idea, but I was just thinking, I don't know, in the parking lot or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyhow, Ryan, I'm looking forward to seeing you. I think it's going to be a great game. And just because you mentioned Diego Castillo, I'm going to leave you with this. Do you think that this year we will get to a game where we see both Castillos pitch back-to-back as the only pitchers in a pitching lineup for the Mariners?
I don't know if we'll see it, but I would love to see it. So I'm going to say, yes, we're going to get one of those games this year. We're going to get another Luis Castillo 8-inning outing with a Diego Castillo close. And, of course, in that 9th inning, he's going to load the bases and maybe even give up 2 runs, but he won't give up the lead, and he will get the save. Because that's what That's what he does. He keeps us clenched, as Daniel says, more than any other pitcher, but he somehow pulls it off in the end, usually, except for that one game where he gave up the grand slam that we were at. But we're forgetting about that one.
Yeah, I like it. He throws like the same nasty slider, like somehow like 5-6 times in a row, and manages to still like swing, like get people to swing out on it. So
right.
That's always good.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Ryan, I'll let myself go.
Yes.
And I'll catch you later.
Okay. Yeah. Nice talking to you, Ben. I'll catch you later. Go Mariners.
Go Mariners.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm on my way to T-Mobile Park right now with Frankie and Jack, neither of which have given me their permission to record them, but I have pressed record. Any Mariners fans in the car?
I'm a convert.
Oh yeah, okay. Who are you a baseball fan as a kid?
Yeah, I went to more Pittsburgh Pirate games than anything.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever met a Pirates fan, but I do respect the Pirates, mostly because they've never, they're in another league, and so I've never had to worry about them, but I'm not sure anyone's had to worry about them for the past 20 years.
Yeah. Fair enough.
How about you? You a Mariners fan?
I'm a Yankees fan.
Excuse me?
A Yankees fan?
Okay, so you're from Middle America, and there was no team from your
New
home
York,
state, and you decided
born
to be
and bred,
Oh.
baby.
Oh, you're actually from New York, and you're a Yankees fan.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know if I've ever met one.
Interesting. I'm sure you'll meet plenty in a few minutes.
Yeah, you'll have to introduce me.
That's where
What a
we get
fucking
our.
treat.
I just got an offer up notification that says sword related items for you.
I heard the slashing tires comment.
Dude, my NSA agent is on like fucking triple time right now, baby. Like, so do you have anything to say regarding the Yankees definitely winning the game today?
Yankees suck. Andy Pettit sucks.
Gonna win?
Yeah.
No, they're gonna lose.
Mom, what the fuck? Ryan's recording for his podcast. Why would you do that?
They lost in 14
They're not gonna fuck. You know what? I'm hanging up the phone. You're useless. Goodbye.
They lost last night, 14 innings. They stink.
Why would you literally say that?
Because they stink right now. They can't win to save their life.
What the fuck is wrong with you right now? Put Rob on the phone. Put Rob on the phone.
Rob, you're on a podcast. You're supposed to speak. She wants to talk to you since I'm being mean.
Hi, Rob. Rob, what do you have to say about the Yankees winning the game against the Mariners today?
They should be them. Hopefully revenge because they lost in 13 innings last night.
You got anything to say to Ryan? Because he's a Mariners fan and he's being spoostad.
Well, good luck to your team, man. But yeah, Yankees should beat them tonight. I don't even know who's pitching, to be honest with you.
It's Robbie Ray and Nestor Cortez. It should be a good one.
Oh, but that's like Cortez is pitching. Well, nice to meet you, man. Good luck tonight.
Nice to meet you. Good luck to you. You're going to need it.
I hear you, man. Have fun.
All right, love you. Bye. What happens if like a game just perpetually goes because no one scores? Do they eventually call it?
No. A baseball game can, in theory, go for eternity.
That's insane.
Yeah. It's what makes it the best sport.
I would cry.
Right fielder number 17, Mitch Haniger.
Like, I just don't understand. It's like the games would never end.
Yeah. It's possible. You go, Robbie! Your guy just struck out.
It's not hard because you throw like shit. Why didn't you get that one?
I did.
This is why football is better.
Yeah.
I said what I said.
Now you're going to get both sides turning on you. Yeah, theoretically, a baseball game could go on forever. It's never happened. It's never happened. But it could happen.
Wait, if he gets hit by a ball, does he get like a free pass?
Yeah, he gets to go to
You
first.
should hit him!
I don't think it would go well.
I love this. Wow, they're playing Pearl Jam. Go fucking figure.
Oh yeah, I think it's the Pearl Jam giveaway day. They had like a shirt.
Wasn't the last time we were here?
I know.
Pearl Jam
I think it
giveaway
was.
day?
I was thinking that too. So I'm coming out. Yeah. Like every year, how many Pearl Jam giveaways does T-Mobile Park have every year? We're up here in the nosebleeds with a beautiful view of downtown Seattle. There's still no score. It is Sunday, the day after the 13th inning game, and we're into inning 5, I believe, with no score. So, another pitcher's duel. So, Sam Haggerty walks up. Godfather theme plays, as always.
Frankie
Says that, his last name's not Italian enough to play the Godfather. What does he do?
I'm not really worried about it because we have 3 more innings, but
He
whatever
hits a home
needs to
run.
do to sleep well at night because immediately after this guy got a fucking ball to the back of him. So I'm
How
not
does
really
it?
worried about it.
How does it feel to
I'm not even
have?
really worried about it.
How does it feel to have jinxed your team's no hitter? So I'm here with the Mariners fan, and I just wanted to get what do you think about Jared Kelenic?
I hate him. He sucks.
Why do you hate him?
He's the second worst batting average in MLB history through his first 400 at-bats.
In MLB history. That's amazing. What do you think of Jared Kelenic?
I'm gonna kill you.
What do you think of Yankees fans?
Oh my god.
They're conceited.
What makes you say that in your experience?
They're too focused on championships that happened before they were born. They got a couple in the 90s, and then before that, you're talking about like 70s baseball.
You meant championships they paid for.
Fuck yourself.
Well, no, they usually just pay to be relevant. They don't even, they just, get
Wow, George is after spitting hatred.
Takes. These guys got takes.
Hello.
Hello, Matt. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing pretty well. Just chilling at my parents' house.
Nice.
Yeah. What are you up to?
Oh, just drinking some coffee.
Nice.
Waking up. Got the day off today, so.
Right. Make the most of it.
Yeah.
How about that game yesterday?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the game yesterday, I actually, I wasn't really keeping track of too much. I was a little busy yesterday.
Okay. Did you listen or watch any part of it, or did you just kind of hear about it afterwards?
I was checking up on it into like the 4th or 5th, so it was like before any of the scoring happened.
Okay, yeah.
So I was looking into it, like, wow, here we go, another great pitcher's duel. I mean, I think the last I checked, the Mariners still hadn't gotten a hit, and it was like the 4th.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like getting a little nervous at that point, but honestly, like I didn't feel that nervous about that day, and that's kind of why I was just like, I'll check in here and there. Yeah. But after those first 2 games, like I don't know, it felt pretty good to just kind of let them do their thing.
Yeah, absolutely, and they did. I mean, you're right. We were being no hit through the 6th inning. Nestor Cortez had a no-hitter going up until the 6th inning.
Through the 5th, yeah, through the 5th.
Right, through the 5th.
Like, yeah, Haggerty got his homer in the 6th. Right, it looks like
Haggerty's homer in the 6th broke up the no-hitter.
Which, I mean, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize that homer was the one that broke up the no-hitter.
Yes, it was pretty amazing. Yeah, so I went to the game yesterday. I didn't get there until about the 3rd inning. But yeah, until that 6th inning, it felt almost like a continuation of the night before. Just, how long can these 2 teams go without scoring? Let's find out. Nestor Cortez was scary, but I think Robbie Ray also had a very dominant performance. I mean, the Yankees only got 4 hits all game. I'm not sure how many of those were off of him. But it's good to see Ray. Good to see Ray kind of getting it together again after some rough starts. 3 hits off Ray in 6 1/3 innings. He gave up 2 runs. He walked 5 actually. So that's a little concerning. Struck out 7, but still really limited that damage. And then we had Murphy come on for 2 outs. Pretty sure he gave up the home run to Judge.
Okay.
Yeah. Diego.
Well, hey, now T-Mobile Stadium can be a part of history,
Right.
45 out at the park.
Pretty incredible. But yeah, I mean, it was awesome because, we went up with the home run and it felt like, especially after the night before, it felt like, all right, that's probably going to be enough. 1 run. Right. Is what we needed last night, and 1 run is what we have now. But then immediately, the inning after that, the Yankees scored 3.
Yeah.
I believe, it was 2 home runs. There was a Higashioka 2-run homer.
Okay.
In which I had to get up out of my seat and go take a lap because I was there with a Yankees fan who was really letting me have it at that point, and for the sake of our friendship, I had to kind of get up and take some space. And then they put Murphy in, and I was just like, and I saw Judge walking up, and I was like, I can't watch this. And sure enough, he went deep into the pen. But then, the Mariners came back immediately and got those 3 runs back. So really, all the scoring happened in a matter of an inning and a half. And the rest. And
let's see, the first of those was Haniger, which I love.
Oh yeah,
because I think this is the point where it's like, is he going to be back and consistent, or did he just start off hot?
Right.
And like it really looks like he's here to hit in runs and like get on base and just do his thing again.
Absolutely, yeah. I watched that at bat from the outfield, and it was a great at bat. It was he was fouling him off to stay alive, just like waiting till he got his pitch, and he got it, and he hit it, and I think that makes now him on a 5-game hitting streak since he's been back. I'm pretty sure that's right. I'm pretty sure he's gotten a hit in all 5 games since he's been back.
I was curious about that because like right when he came back, so he had a game since he's been back with no hit, or
no, I don't think so. Okay,
because the second game back, he got a hit, and they said he had a 5-game hitting streak. And I was curious if they were saying that based on like I'm curious if that was between all his injuries, because when he got injured, he got a hit. He got a hit on that tweaked ankle.
Yeah, on the ankle sprainer, he did. That's right.
So I'm curious if they're like counting it all the way through the injuries, which would be kind of funny. So it might even be more than 5, technically.
Wow. Yeah, it must be. I mean, I want to double check here and make sure I'm right in saying that he has a hit in every game back, but I don't know how to do that right now. So, but yeah, having Haniger back is huge. It's so comforting to see him in the lineup, and when he comes up, I still have that like feeling of trust in this guy.
He's the vet now. Like he and Marco are the longest standing at this point, and it feels good to have him around.
Absolutely. Yeah, he started that inning off. I think. Oh no, France got a hit, and then Haniger batted him in, and then Santana hit the home run. I think is what happened.
Right. Yeah.
Other thing is, I feel like it seems like every home run that Carlos Santana has hit for us since he's come over has been like a go-ahead home run that ends up winning the game. How many of those?
Totally.
I think that was at least the 4th time that has happened, where his home run won the game for us, essentially.
Yeah. What a pickup. Thanks, Jerry.
Seriously, yeah, and he's batting below 200, but it doesn't feel like he is because his hits are so meaningful.
Yeah.
He's batting 199 right now.
Wow. That's crazy.
But hey, Cal Raleigh got a hit last night.
Love it.
He got a hit the night before. Like, he's batting 207 now, really, finally getting that average to continue to creep above 200. Just making up for those early days of struggling. And Sam Haggerty's batting average is 323 right now.
I know, that's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
So, and I got another thing to add to the Haggerty-Kelenic fire here too.
Ooh, okay.
That homer that Haggerty got off the foul pole.
Yeah.
That's like a very Kelenic move. He got 2 homers off the foul pole earlier this year.
That's right.
So it's a little bit of swag, Is Kelenic thinking about it? Maybe.
Probably. He seems like an overthinker.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, he's showing Jared anything you can do, I can do, but in more clutch moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Haggerty's almost at 100 at-bats for the season. And he's hitting 323 on 100 at-bats. That is impressive.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
With 4 home runs now.
I was looking into when Raleigh got that hit. Or did he just get 1 hit yesterday? Or the day before?
I believe so. And
he was was he the winning run? No, because the runner on second. Right,
yeah, I think it was Suarez.
But he hit Suarez over to third.
Yes, he did.
And then Terence comes up with 2 out.
Yeah. Looks like I'm looking at the box for... Raleigh got 2 hits on Tuesday night. Both Raleigh and Haggerty got 2 hits on the 13-inning game.
Yeah, that's great.
Really good to see. But yeah, Ben and I talked pretty extensively about Tuesday night. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to do a little wrap up of the series to kind of finish off episode 3. It's almost ready to go. I'm trying to drop this one in a more timely manner, so it's actually relevant when it becomes available.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you talked much about the first game, but I actually was pretty into that one as well.
We didn't, and I actually didn't watch that one. So if you want to fill me in, anything you noticed?
I was kind of, in and out. I had it on, but was doing stuff. Had it kind of watching in the background because it was like, they were never ahead. Mm-hmm. They were also kind of far behind, but it was just like so nice that they were scoring consistently. Like I'm looking at the box score right now, and it's like it's about as consistently as you can score, even though it's only one run each time. But they scored in the 1st, the 4th, the 7th, and the 9th.
Wow. And
it's just like, that's the kind of game I think a couple years ago would have just been a shutout. And you look at it and you're like, oh, 9-0, or like 9-1. Like maybe they get a run in the 9th, and you're like, at least it wasn't a shutout. But
right.
It's just like, that's, Gilbert didn't have it, but they still scored, and I don't know, it was just like, that's what it seems like is going down this year. Is even in losses they'll score. Like I'd be curious how many times they've been shut out, because it doesn't feel like a lot.
No, it really doesn't. And yeah, I'm realizing now I was actually with you for most of this game, so I did watch a bit of it and listen to a bit of it. And yeah, Gilbert just gave it up. He's not giving it up to the Yankees twice, but I think really those are probably like 2 of his worst starts. So I'm not not too worried about it. But yeah, I mean, if it was Castillo or Ray or just Gilbert having a better day, we probably would have won that game because we scored 4 runs. We kept adding on, so it was just kind of got to be a blowout. I think there were a number.
They were just hitting. I mean, they got 13 hits.
Wow, yeah.
And it looks like we had 1 error. I can't remember what it was,
but yeah, I'm really amazed that we pulled it off. 2 series against the Yankees, our only 2 regular season series against the Yankees, and we won them both.
Yeah. Yeah, and they gave another stat after this one, because after we won in the Bronx, it was like, this is the first series win in New York since 2013 or something.
Yeah, I think it was.
And then after this series, it was like, this is the first time we've won 2 series against the Yankees since 2002, maybe.
Whoa, damn.
In a season, so it's like, you gotta dig back quite a ways.
Yeah, damn, that's rough. But hey, we're doing it now. Tuesday night just made me so hungry for a Yankees-Mariners postseason matchup. Like, championship series.
Make it a 7-gamer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. That's what we need. That's what we need. But yeah, I guess I should get going and help my dad with some stuff. But any last takeaways or anything you want to add before we sign off here from this series or the game yesterday?
Well, that last game, I mean, I looked up the attendance because Felix was saying that like a bunch of people were there. There were over 43,000 people at that game.
It was packed. I couldn't believe it.
For a Wednesday matinee, that's crazy. That's some fandom right there coming back.
Yeah, that game also felt like a playoff game, largely because a part of it is because there was a lot of Yankees fans in the crowd. You got both teams had fans in attendance, and so there really was this kind of tension in the crowd, and people were very attentive to the game and getting up and being loud, and some fans were kind of arguing a little bit with each other, or kind of mocking each other here and there, and it just it felt so sweet. That was a game, man. I hadn't heard that number. What is the maximum capacity at T-Mobile again? Like 47,000?
Oh yeah, it's not far off from that.
Yeah,
for sure.
So almost a sold out game on a Wednesday afternoon at T-Mobile.
Yeah,
really, really fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. How was it? Just to wrap it up, I guess. Was it fun to see Nestor?
Yeah, it was. There was only 1 or 2 pitches where I really noticed him doing anything freaky. But there was one where I was just like, I was shocked that he ended up throwing the pitch because of the movement he was making. I was like, oh, he's stepping off, or what is he doing? Oh, he's pitching. Okay, that was a pitch. But I don't think he went all out for this one with the weird moves. At least from where I was sitting up in the nosebleeds. We were in the third level, which I actually didn't mind this time because I was closer to home plate. The last time I sat up in the third deck, it was like way down the first base line, and the view was just so skewed from there. It was really hard to tell what was going on. But being closer behind home plate, it was actually a pretty good view. But still, maybe not close enough to really see what Nestor was doing up there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd like to catch one of his starts here coming up just to see. I wanted to watch the game, but just couldn't.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, my dad's giving me a look through the walls. I can feel it. So I should wrap this up. And yeah, this is probably gonna be the last episode I'm able to do for a while. The next one I do might just be about the whole road trip that's coming up. But thanks for calling. Appreciate your takes and your perspective, Matt. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah. See you later.
Peace out.
Bye.
I was raised in a northern town. Me and the boys were jamming it up, playing rock and roll music when the sun goes down. Country music was a different world. Long before they found the beat and said goodbye to old Lester and Earl. Back when time was on our side, before Dwayne and Jamie died, up by the riverside where the eagles fly, on a gravel road we ride to the garden where the poets stare and play into the night and say, well, that's just rock and roll. Yeah, but those are country boys playing rock and roll on a country road. I never really knew the girls I applied. I never took the time to see behind the door where the secrets lie. She was all alone, it seemed. She never really had the chance to catch and hold on to a dream. Up the mountain road we ride, away from all our fears we hide, by a canyon creek where the water speaks. We dream into the night as the time goes on. The dream is one, the song becomes the light. And she says, well, that's just rock and roll. I say, yeah, but those are country boys playing rock and roll on country road. I was raised in a northern town. Me and the boys were jamming it up, playing rock and roll music when the sun goes down. By the riverside where the eagles fly,